know Zach. Probably have more questions for him. But really proud of our guys. This was a game that I was concerned about just because of what we just did in the previous game to Virginia. And, we had played these guys a few weeks ago and had done well. And the fact when I knew that two guys weren't starting was even more concerned, for a letdown. And I thought our guys came out and I thought we played really well. We got off to a good start. Had a little bit of after the first media timeout, some tough situations there. But guys were able to respond and pick it back up. Obviously, Blake was unbelievable. The shot making, I thought he was incredibly efficient in the manner in which he did it. And we needed all of them, especially in the first half. I thought in the second half we got into more of a rhythm offensively, collectively as a group. Zach made some incredible hustle plays, and I thought his defense in the second half was outstanding until the end when he reached his hand in the cookie jar. But I thought he just made some incredible hustle plays for us. To have 22 assists today was really good, shows that we were sharing the basketball. And, again, I can't say enough about what Blake was able to do. So, questions for them?
Blake, you missed your first shot today. What happened there? Can you just – you always talk about how you're locked in. But did today feel different at all for you?
It's just putting in work. Definitely been putting in more work. I will say that about myself. But, nothing different.
Louisville coach Kenny Payne said the last time he saw someone play like you did today was Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Devin Booker. What does it mean to you when another coach compares you to guys like that?
Good. That's what to work for. That's what to work for. I want to play at a high level, so that's great.
Zach, when you got a guy hitting at a rate like he was, is it kind of tough to play with that? Or are you ever going to be hesitant to shoot, knowing that it's like, hey, I probably should just get him the ball?
I feel like, us as basketball players, we need to know. We know like when to shoot, when not to shoot. Like he's hot, but like if somebody's open, they're gonna take an open shot. But like the basketball guy's gonna find their hot hand, and you see what happened when we found it.
Zach, at the same time, how do you guys feed off of that kind of energy?
We love it. We a family here, so seeing somebody go off like that, it just gets us going.
Like, was there a point tonight where you knew that you were kind of on the cusp of history or cusp of doing something special?
No, I actually didn't realize I tied the three-point record, which is cool, which was my own. So that's cool. Sorry if that came off arrogant, but that's cool. Like honestly, I definitely knew I was putting up a lot of points, but I didn't know I was on any record-breaking streaks.
Yeah, Blake, we see in a lot of the big scoring performances, somebody will write a number down on a piece of paper, take a picture with it. Do anything fun, celebrating-wise with the guys in the locker room?
Mm-hmm. They definitely gave me a paper with 41 on it. I took a picture of it. Yep.
So on a different historical note, 1,000 career points for you tonight, and I think you're the fourth fastest guy to do that in the history of this program. What's that milestone mean to you?
All credit to the coaches. Just like I said earlier in the interview down there, I've been to 3 different schools and haven't been on any pace like this. So it's the coaches letting me have the freedom and giving me the confidence as well. And, mixed in with the work, and this is the result.
Blake, to be able to do what you did tonight, and given the run that this team is on right now, how much more special does that make it? And how do you guys continue to ride this surge into the late stages of February?
Yeah, at the end of the day, the most special thing that happened today was we won. And we're on a 6-5 game win streak, whatever. That's the most special thing, and that's what's most important for this team.
22 of y'all's 31 made baskets, came off assists. What can you say of the life that stayed in the basketball for you guys?
That's what our team is all about. Our team is extremely gifted offensively. It's just the truth. So when that ball pops around, it just makes it even harder to go up.
Like Angel Green once said that in his career, he only felt like a person only visits the zone. What's your thoughts on the zone that you're in? Is it something that you visit, or is it something that you just get?
Stay in the zone.
Put that on a T-shirt.
All right, though.
Stay in the zone.
Jeff, when could you tell this was going to be a good night for him? At what point in the game?
When he hit the three on the first half on the right side, I think they were in zone, and we were running a play. And he was probably about 35 feet away. He was tired, and he took a dribble and shot it. I kind of turned because it was a bad shot. I turned and yelled, what is he doing? And then I heard the crowd's reaction, and that's, I don't know if you guys can see on this side. I was just laughing and smiling. That's when I knew that, all right, he's feeling it tonight.
Are you getting used to that type of turnaround? What are you doing? Then you hear the crowd reacting.
I have learned with Blake, and I learned this last year in coaching him, and he has the freedom to take bad shots at times because it's something that can get him going, and I understand that about him. He could be off. He missed his first shot. He could be, and it's something that he's earned because it could be the one thing that gets him going. Now, I'll tell him if it's a bad shot. I'll tell, like he took one where I thought he should have driven it in the second half right in front of our bench in the corner. I thought that one he should have shot fake and driven it. But he's earned the right to have that freedom.
How many guys have earned that freedom for you in your head coach?
I've had some guys. I've had some guys at the places that I've been. I don't know if I've had anyone shooting threes like that, though. When I've been a head coach, I don't know if I've had anyone that shoots the basketball like him.
Going back to when you recruited Blake, what kind of convinced you that he could be this kind of player, and what convinced you?
Yeah, I didn't know he could be this type. I thought he'd be good. I didn't know he would be this, because if you look at the previous place that he played, he had no stats at Iowa State. At Ole Miss, it wasn't like he was like this prolific three-point shooter. It was more mid-range. He shot threes, but his game there was more mid-range, off the bounce a little bit, getting to a spot, elbows, and things like that. When he got here and we started working with him, I remember in practice, it may have been one of our first practices, and he passed up a shot. He passed up a three. And I told him, don't pass up three. If you have an open shot, shoot the basketball. And I don't think I've had to say that to him again.
Jeff, Kenny mentioned the hockey assist from Blake, and that's what makes him tough to guard, that he makes a pass before the passing, or there were times that he drove, that it was more to just his game than just the three.
It is. It is. The three sets up everything for him. You have to guard him from so far out, and where he's made a jump in his game is being able to put it on the floor without running people over, getting the spots, also understanding when he needs to pass the basketball. He draws so much attention, and he's gotten much better over the last 3 weeks of moving the basketball and getting it to the other guys.
What went into the effort of, especially your freshman guards, Jalen and Bub, 13 combined assists, only 2 turnovers between them? What's been clicking?
Yeah, I thought they were better in the second half. I didn't think they were as good as they have been in the first half. I thought at times they had predetermined decisions off of ball screens, off of penetration, instead of just making plays. And I thought they were much better in the second half. Those guys are really good, and they're at their best when they're reading stuff instead of making preconceived decisions.
Jeff, what type of qualities does Blake have as a leader, as a player, that allows him to kind of just take over games the way he does?
Well, first and foremost, he has the respect of everyone, all of his teammates. Not just respect, they revere him because of the type of guy that he is. He's an unbelievable teammate. He's not a good teammate. He's an unbelievable teammate. He's so positive. He's so encouraging. He wants them to succeed, and he wants us to win. He's grateful. He's appreciative. He's someone that's been a joy for all of us in our basketball program to be around since he stepped foot on campus.
Jeff, you mentioned shortly after you sat down this was a game coming in that concerned you a little bit. Just with how this one played out, does that suggest just a maturity among your guys not to have overlooked this one?
I think we're learning how to become more mature. So, yes, I do think so. We had a couple of pretty good days of practice. I thought they came back with the right mindset on Thursday. We were better on Friday in practice. Our shoot-around today was pretty good. Guys seemed locked in. And I thought we did a pretty good job, much better job in the second half.
Just 3 turnovers tonight, season low. How pleased were you with ball security and the decision-making?
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job with that all year. We understood with them being down 2 guards that they were going to have a lot of guys play a lot of minutes. So we knew the pressure wouldn't be there like it would have been if Sky and Tyler were playing. Also, we knew and understood that they would have guys that are doing different things defensively than they've done. They're having to defend ball screens, which those guys haven't done a lot of. And so I'm not surprised with the turnovers.
Fetty, 8
Terrific. He was terrific, and I think he was playing well. He was he did a good job on Hatfield. Hatfield came into this game, the last 4 games, averaging 19.5 points. I thought Fetty did a great job of having resistance. He altered some shots. He got 8 rebounds. He made his free throws. I thought he did a really, really good job.
Guillermo was really aggressive, hedging ball screens in the first half early on. Fetty, also, you just talked about his defensive performance. How versatile are those two, in different companies?
Yeah, they're very versatile. If you look at the last game, I thought Fetty played well, but Guillermo in the second half was terrific. That's why we went with him for the majority of the second half, because he gives us something different with him being able to space the floor. You saw it in the second half when we had penetration and hit him in the corner, and he's able to knock in a 3. He just gives us a different look, Guillermo does, especially offensively, with his ability to space the floor.
Jeff, just wanted to give you a chance to comment on the passing of Lefty.
Yeah, Coach Driesell, man, he was an unbelievable guy. I've known him since I was a player at Duke, because I would see him on one of the pictures in the hallway when he played there, and I think he got his start there coaching with Coach Daly, Chuck Daly, and Hubie Brown. What an incredible staff. I got to know him over, since then. When he was at James Madison, my father was at Old Dominion. So they were in the league together. They were, incredibly, competitive, but he was always incredibly, had incredible things to say about my dad. And then when I got into coaching, he was always a guy that was a soundboard. He was one of the funniest human beings. He was an unbelievable coach. If you look at what he did at Davidson, what he did at Maryland, you look at Maryland before he got there, and after, during his time and after him, what he did at James Madison and what he did at Georgia State to take 4 different programs to the NCAA tournament. I'm really glad that he was able to get into the Hall of Fame while he was still alive, where he could get up there and speak and be Lefty, and everyone's laughing, and he was just a joy to be around. I hated when I heard the news when I woke up this morning. I got to know him even better during the 7 years I worked at Duke. Because of his relationship with Coach. So I hated the basketball world, lost a great coach, but also one of its greatest people.